Well, we have Wipro's numbers as well that are flashing for you on the screen. The revenue number looks more or less, in line with what we're working with. Very, very small misses what we're seeing on that front.
But it's the guidance. Guidance is a big miss. It's -3 to -1%.
Oh, so that's why they knew that's coming.
I think that's why they've done the buyback, because the buyback is a big one, right?
Yeah.
12,000 crore at a price of 445 rupees per share. If you compare that with the current market price, I think Wipro closed at 374 thereabout. We're talking about a pretty substantial increase in the stock price, 19% higher than where the stock closed. But Wipro's Q4 is a miss. Revenue is largely in line. Actually on the lower end, because constant currency revenue growth is at -0.6%. We were anticipating a decline of -2%. So a little bit of a decline on the top line, more than what the street was anticipating. Margins have come in lower. Margins at 15.7% have fallen by nearly 50 basis points on a quarter-on-quarter basis, lower than expectations. But it's the guidance, -3 to -1%, which means even at and this is not something that the street was anticipating. The street was anticipating a -1 to +1. So this guidance is a complete shocker. But I think part of the weakness could be offset by the buyback. Because it's a large buyback of 12,000 crore rupees. That's 4.9% of the paid-up equity. It's done at a premium of 19% to where the stock closed at 445 rupees. So it could take some of the sting away from Wipro's numbers. But basically, Wipro Q4 is a miss. And, I think now it rounds up all the 5 IT companies, right? Large cap. And all of them have, disappointed. Infy was, of course, the big shocker.
Yes.
I think to that, you can add Wipro's next quarter's guidance. That's also a big shocker. I don't think Street was anticipating such a dismal guidance. Tech Mahindra's margins are significantly weaker. TCS comparatively then looks like the best boy, right? He delivered a 0.6% revenue growth, but at least there was a growth because Infy's revenues declined. Wipro's revenues have fallen by 0.6%. Tech Mahindra has grown, but Tech Mahindra's growth is lower than TCS. And HCL Tech was a decline. So 3 out of the 5 large cap IT companies, which are a part of the Nifty, have actually clocked in a revenue decline this quarter. So both Tech Mahindra and Wipro, just in case you've tuned in right now, let me quickly summarize TechM and Wipro's numbers for you. For Tech Mahindra, it's a big miss on the margins. EBIT margins are at 9.6% compared to 12%. This is an account of an impairment charge, impairment of goodwill charge. If you strip that out, we're getting EBIT margins of 11.2%, and that's also lower compared to the 12% margins that they clocked in. So Tech Mahindra's problem this time has been the margins, and 2, the deal wins. The deal wins for Tech Mahindra have been in a band of 700 million to $1 billion. But this quarter, the deal wins have dropped to $582 million. So there are 2 misses for Tech Mahindra. One is on the margin performance, even stripped of the exceptional, and 2, the deal wins have fallen quite considerably. The street was anticipating that deal wins can't sustain when the macro is so tough, but it's quite disappointing. For Wipro, it's the Q1 FY24 guidance, which has come in much lower. They're expecting growth to contract. Even in the best case, they're saying growth is going to fall by -1%. Growth is going to decline by 1%, which is worse than what they've clocked in, because in the March quarter, their growth has fallen by 0.6%. And according to them, their best cases, growth falls by another 1% in the June quarter, and it could get as bad as a -3% number as well for the June quarter. So Wipro has missed the mark on margins, yes, but it's also the revenue performance and the guidance, which is very dismal this time. Part of the weakness can be taken away by the buyback announcement, but the street was anticipating a buyback announcement. But the buyback has come through, 12,000 crore of a buyback at a price of 445 rupees per share. So that's Wipro and Tech Mahindra for you. We have